All right, what's up? What is your boy Expat D? Today I'm going to talk to you today about my 5 most embarrassing moments in Ghana. Et to say, guys, et to say, yay! All right, so let me get right to it. Okay, if there's a rule that you can follow in Ghana, it is, and if you're a foreigner, don't drink the water in the plastic bag. Okay. So anyway, I went there. This is in the early 2000s and study abroad. Okay. And so our study abroad leader was like explain to us what we need to do in Ghana, some do's and don'ts. And when they came to water, they said, okay, this is what you can do. You could definitely drink the bottled water. And they said, you definitely can drink the water in the plastic bag. And they said, but don't drink the tap water. I was like, okay, check. Bottled water, okay. Plastic bag water, okay. Tap water, not okay. Got it. Problem was, water in the plastic bag, not okay too. So anyway, well, fast forward. I enjoyed my trip to Ghana so much. I ended up coming back. Okay, that's what really got me hyped and on this international path was my trip to Ghana. So anyway, fast forward. This is like a year later. I come back to Ghana. This time I did a solo trip. My thing about groups, right? Most people are like, oh, did you go with a group? I wanted to go, but they didn't have a group. I stopped doing the group thing because I noticed how fast I was able to settle in. So when I first got to Ghana, I remember we got there, our little study abroad group, and I started making friends with the like the tour group. I guess some friends of somebody with the tour group. They were there like welcoming us, like trying to sell us jewelry. So I ended up making friends with them, and I was having a good old time. And they were showing me like different restaurants, fun stuff. But I didn't like the fact that I started to have my own plans. And they're like, oh, there's this big like party going on or concert. Everybody's going to be there. You want to go? I'm like, yeah, definitely. Then I'm like telling the group leader, yeah, I want to go to this concert. Like, what are we doing? Well, the group is going to the bead village. The group is going to the bead village. And I'm like, man, I want to go to the damn bead village, right? So that turns into a problem when you start getting settled in and you kind of want your own agenda, your own itinerary, and they're doing all these things with the group, and some of that stuff you just don't want to do, right? So anyway, fast forward. I'm in Ghana. I'm there back by myself, and I'm staying in a hotel. And I'll tell you that it's funny, the name of the hotel. I still remember it. The name of the hotel was called Grace Jones Hotel, and it was in Palm Wine Junction. Okay? So anyway, I'm there, and it's kind of a hotel in the neighborhood. So things kind of shut down when it gets dark. And so there was nothing around. So if I wanted like something to drink, because I can't drink tap water, right? If I want something to drink, I need to make sure like I can get it, and like there's no stores really around. It's just a neighborhood. There's some people selling stuff, but it's not like a regular store. They were just out kind of on the side of the road in the neighborhood selling things. So when it got dark, everything kind of closed up. So the hotel did have water that was free in the refrigerator, water in a plastic bag. So I was like, oh, great. So I'm like drinking the water, brushing my teeth with it. Like a day or two goes by, I have never felt this sick before. It's like someone is just like kicking you in the stomach with all their might, right? I'm like, man, right? Like it hurts. So I am hurt. Um, my stomach is messed up. So I remember, right? I said, okay, my stomach is hurting. I still want to go out, right? So we used to go to this restaurant. Let me know in the comment section, does it still exist? It was a restaurant called Frankie's. And they had some pretty good food. They had like a mixture of like Ghana food, Arabic food, Chinese food. It was kind of like all this stuff in one. It was a restaurant called Frankie's. And man, I remember I went to Frankie's and my stomach started bothering me. I was like, oh my God, I gotta do number two. Man, not to get too graphic, you're gonna hate me for this. My stomach was so messed up, I barely made it to the bathroom, right? But you know how you go into the bathroom and there's these attendants, there's people that work in the bathroom, and their job, I don't know what their job is what, tell you, like give you a paper towel or something, I guess clean up after. Man, it was so embarrassing. My stomach was so messed up. Stuff was just flying out everywhere. I might as well just taken a bucket full of you know what and just threw it against the wall. That's how bad I messed things up. And I was so embarrassed because I was like, man, I can't clean this up, man. This is effed up. So I end up going. I end up getting out of the bathroom, right, acting like, ooh, right, acting like nothing ever happened. And I was there with my friend. And so I kind of rushed out of the restaurant, right? And I was like, okay, I'm looking for my friend. This is like back before everyone really had cell phones like that. So then I'm waiting. I'm like, man, where's my friend at? And so then I said, well, let me go back inside the restaurant and see if maybe he's in there. So I went back in the restaurant and there was just like a crowd near the bathroom. And I just saw them. And the guy there that was working there in the bathroom was like, who does this? What bushman does this? I was so embarrassed. I know, man, when I did to that bathroom, I feel like I could have been arrested. How bad I effed up that bathroom. It was so embarrassing. Anyway, lesson learned, don't drink the water in the plastic bag. Okay. Number two, this was a crazy story, embarrassing story. So I went to I don't drink that. I'm not much of a drinker. I do every now and then. I'm not one to get drunk. This is a different case. So what happened is there's this, let me know in the comment section, there's this local drink. It's like, call it bitters or something, right? In Ghana. It was pretty cheap. And the funny thing was, it's one of those drinks where you drink it, but you can't, like, it doesn't kick in right away. So I'm over with my friend, right? And we're like drinking and having a good time. And I'm staying with the host family at the time, but this time I said, I'm just gonna stay out on my own because it became too late. So I'm drinking a little drink. I had it mixed with Coke or something. I'm drinking, thinking nothing's going on. And the next you know it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm drunk. So I'm like, like this, right? So then we didn't go to the house, back to the host family. I ended up just getting like a cheap hotel, right? Just to stay for the night. And it was so weird. Like I ended up having a hotel room, and this is so weird. Like I was in the room, right? And then I felt kind of hot inside the room. So I woke up, and then there was just this is something I never do, right? If I didn't drink. There's another hotel was just open, right? It was just like an empty room. The door was open. I just went in and went to sleep there. It's just a random room, right? So when I'm in the room, I just kept hearing drip, 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 drip. I was like, okay. I'm just like knocked out. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. I end up waking up right later, like early in the morning. I'm talking about The room is up to my knee in water. I'm like, oh my, what the heck? And I'm just waiting like, how the heck did I get here? Why am I here, right? My passport ends up getting soaked. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know if I can make it back. But yeah, there I am. I'm like stuck. I'm trying to explain myself like to my host family, like why is my passport soaked? Where did I end up at? It was just crazy, right? So that's embarrassing story number 2. Number 3, I'm not. I went to my first ever football or soccer match, right? In the States we call it football. So I went. It was Ghana versus somebody. I don't know, but it was live, right? There was a bunch of people there, right? And I didn't understand what was going on. I'm just looking. I don't know the rules to soccer. I'm just there, right? Just for the outing. But what was so embarrassing, it was like, I guess because, I'm light skinned or whatever, right? Everybody was just looking at me, just staring. Like, oh, dude, we're at a soccer match. Watch the game. Everyone is like looking. They're like coming out of their seats to look at me, right? I felt like such an alien. It was super embarrassing, right? So I'm like, I don't know. I didn't know anything about the soccer match. But yeah, they're looking at me like I'm straight out of a museum. Okay? So that's embarrassing moment number 3. Number 4. Number 4. This one deals with, okay, I was a student at the University of Ghana. So the thing about it is there's some cultural differences, right? Some of the stuff, I guess they watch movies and listen to music and they don't really understand some of it. So this is an African guy, right? And he calls me the hard R. You know what I'm saying, right? And I'm like, first I was like, nah, that didn't just happen, right? He would see me right on campus, right? And he was like, hi, nigger. I was like, what the fuck? What? And I was like, nah, that didn't happen, right? And then it does it again, right? Like the next day. And I'm thinking like, dude, does this dude want to fight? Like what? Like, dude, what? And then I'm noticing after he's just like cheesing and smiling. He's like, hi, like, hi, right? How are you? And I'm thinking like, dude, this dude, he really think like I was like, bruh, like, then the third time he did the same thing the other day. I said, hey, bruh, I was like, we don't, like, you got to understand, like, there's some vowels you ain't using, right? Like, you ain't supposed to use when you use that. Like, we don't do that. So it was just crazy. It was ridiculous, right? All right. That brings me to my last one. I was taking cooking lessons in Accra. And so I love the food so much. By the way, I think, what do you think in the comment section? Who has the best jollof rice? I think it is Ghana. I think it's Ghana. But I don't know. Some people argue Nigeria. Some people argue some other areas. So I was trying to learn some of this stuff. My favorite, though, is kelewele. The way they do plantain in Ghana, oh my God, it's the best. It is the best. So anyway, I was learning how to make some stuff. Like I wanted to know how to make definitely the plantain. I wanted to learn how to make jollof rice. I wanted to learn how to make, what's the one? You got to remind me of it. You eat it with fish, and it's like, I know it's made out of like potato, like yams. What is it? Tell me the name of it, right? It's not a fufu, but it's kind of like a fufu. It's a Ghanaian dish. Let me know in the comment section which one that is. But anyway, all right. So anyway, I'm trying to learn how to cook this food, right? and I'm learning how to make it. I'm cooking and stuff like that. And I'm sitting like on these plastic chairs, and the chair breaks. I'm like, oh my goodness. It was so embarrassing. Anyway, if you like these type of stories, if you want to hear more, comment part 2. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna like, share, subscribe. Let's get the channel to grow. I'm Expat D. Thanks a lot for joining me. Peace. I'm out.